rock never stops. Yo, this is the topic that I want to talk about because if I'm honest with you, we've all been waiting on Evan Mobley's superstardom. For me, I think he's always had the talent. And it's been a progression of time for him to develop his body, to develop his skills, to refine his game. And last year, you can truly see he was coming into his own, which was, I think, one of the main reasons why the Cavaliers were able to just blow out the Eastern Conference. And I also think his lack of development has also led to the reason why they can't seem to get out the second round. Now, they tried to blame JB Bickerstaff, right? They tried to blame everybody else, but the reality is they will go as far as Evan Mobley goes. And I want to talk about that in this video. But before I do, if you enjoy the video, smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. Hitting the like button is a small thing, but it's a big thing for the channel. Share it in your group chats, and let's continue the discussion in the comment section. Look, let me just start off with this. When Evan Mobley came out of USC, I saw him as the next Tim Duncan slash Kevin Garnett hybrid. But the main thing that I saw about his game is that one, he probably should have stayed in college another year, just because physically he wasn't ready to compete in the NBA. Similar to an Anthony Davis. Do they have the talent? Do they have the skill? Yes. The basketball IQ? Yes. But developing physically is a real thing. And because a lot of these guys come out and they're just too thin, too skinny, and can't compete with grown men who are far more physically developed, it stunts or slows or delays their progression or ascension to be a superstar, despite their talent. Now, they didn't have NILs back then, so I understand why they just came out. You can't take the risk that you hurt yourself in college, not getting paid, and then you derail your entire career, a la Harry Giles, right? So Evan Mobley comes out, and I thought JB Bickerstaff was doing a good job developing him because the reality was he just wasn't ready. So JB had to develop all these other players in all these other ways, like Isaac Okoro, Darius Garland, get the Jarrett Allen Garland connection going while they waited on Mobley. Now, they blamed JB, fired him, and that was for the Detroit Pistons gain, right? That helped them out tremendously. And now they have head coach Kenny Ackerson, good coach, and at the same time couldn't get out the second round because of injuries primarily, which JB Bickerstaff also dealt with. But there comes a certain point where even when you saw the playoffs, even if it was without Darius Garland or a hobbled Darius Garland, you had Donovan Mitchell and you had Evan Mobley. And the reality is those two should be enough. Those two at the peak of their powers should be enough. Evan Mobley is the type of talent that should have been able to carry this team through a series. And I think that as he continues to ascend, when he turns 26, 27, and truly hits his prime, he will be that guy. He will be someone who can carry a team through a playoff series and be the best player in a playoff series, even if they lose that playoff series. It won't be because he didn't dominate and average 25, 12, or 15 rebounds with 2 or 3 blocks a game and 4 assists on great percentages and look absolutely dominant. But right now, he's not there. Or is he? Something that I've been noticing the past couple of years, and I've been kind of complaining about this when in regards to Team USA, is they have not brought him along. Team USA has not brought him into the wheelhouse. I guess it's because he's not a Nike guy, right? And that's become apparently clear. If you're not a Nike guy, you know, capitalism and the need to make money is a precedent above winning, right? That's Team USA. That's the NBA and, you know, a lot of other spaces apparently. And so he's been working out on his own. I think he would have worked out better. I think he would have been able to develop faster training with Team USA, which they would do a better job of just bringing in that pipeline of elite players and saying, hey, every summer we're going to get a chance to train together. We're going to put our own Rico Hines type of a run with the best of the best. We're going to have trainers, developers, and we're going to learn some auxiliary skills around international play while developing your individual game, right? All these things are possible, but it's just the limitations of that space. All this to say is Evan Mobley's been developing on his own, doing open runs, getting in a lot of one-on-one play, being able to practice taking guys off the bounce like Kevin Durant, being able to try to attack guards, forwards, so that he can develop those ball handling skills, those shot creation skills. And I think we've seen it in flashes, probably more frequent flashes than we've seen probably ever before. Uh, However, there's still another level. He's still not on that Paulo Banchero level where he can consistently create for himself day in and day out, whether he has a guard or not, whether he has someone who can support him with it or not. He's able to create his own shots. Right. And that truly is the mark of a great big man. Yes, I know I could use a guard. I need a guard. But whether I got a guard or not, I'm getting buckets. I'm dominating games. Yes, I would hope that my team and my general manager can come together, my coach can come together to make the game easier for me, but I'm not dependent upon that. Evan Mobley has still been largely, I would say at least 2/3 of the time, dependent upon someone to set him up, to make it easier on him. And as a result, it still limited his ability to really step in and be the support that Donovan Mitchell has needed, especially in the playoffs. Now, where do I think that he's going to land this coming season? I think what we're going to see is instead of needing the support for 2/3 of the year from a guard, it's only going to be about a third. Now, I know it may seem like you're splitting hairs. Okay, well, what is a third of the season? A third of the season is somewhere around, let's say, 25 to 30 games, right? 25 to 30 games. That's about a third of the year. 2/3 of that means 50 to 60 games. Those 50 to 60 games, Evan Mobley is largely eating because he's getting set up by Darius Garland or Donovan Mitchell or some other guard, right? Now imagine for 50 to 60 games, he's dominating and it doesn't matter who's out there. It doesn't matter who he has on his roster. He's grabbing the ball at the top of the key. He's telling guys where to go. He's dictating the offense. He's demanding the ball. He's playing extremely aggressively, getting to the free throw line, getting downhill, and getting to his spots. This is really the shift. It's in a mental shift from I need someone else to set me up, to get me the ball, or I just go get the damn ball. And this is like the difference between the greats and good players. The superstar players yell at their teammates, like respectfully, right? They don't need to disrespect them, but they're going straight to them and saying, give me the ball. I know who I am and I'm going to deliver. It doesn't matter who I'm going up against. I'm going to deliver. Give me the ball. Dream, Shaq, Duncan, Robinson, Ewing, Malone, both Malones, Carl and Moses, right? Wilt, Mike, and all these great bigs of the past demand the ball because they understand the responsibility that they have for their teams. They also understand just how talented they are. And they're like, I'm not going to sit here and you chuck up threes and I'm not going to touch the rock. That's the adjustment that Evan Mobley has to make. And I think that this summer he is going to take another step in that direction. The reality is the Cavaliers need him to. Darius Garland, dealing with his foot, hasn't shown that he can stay healthy, especially going into the playoffs. Jarrett Allen, who knows? Even Evan Mobley at times, who knows? But they're only going to go as far as Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley take them. Darius Garland, Jarrett Allen, they don't have a superstar mode. They don't. I don't think they have the ability to hit the superstar button, right? That little toggle switch on the remote to hit that extra jet of energy to get to superstar level, that's athleticism. Those are physical tools that you have the ability to ascend past everyone else or such an elite skill. Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell have it. Donovan Mitchell has been tapping into it. Evan Mobley has not. But this could be the year that he does. This could be the year that they look to him and say, you have to become our second best player. Now, I know, look, defensively, he's a superstar defender. Straight up, he is. But they need it on the offensive end, too. It's no longer enough to be all defensive player of the year, they also need him to be all NBA offensive. He needs to be averaging 23 to 25 points a game. And not just for the regular season sake, but for the playoff sake. When you're averaging 23 to 25 points per game, the level of confidence, the consistency in which you have to show up offensively is so high that it translates to the playoffs because you're in that rhythm. You're in the rhythm of the shots that you're taking. You're in the rhythm of the looks that you're looking for, uh, how your teammates operate around you, right? They are accustomed to you taking 15 to 20 shots a game. They're accustomed to having to operate off of that and the amount of shots that they're going to get. There's a certain flow you have to have going into the playoffs. And for the Cavaliers to take that next step, they're going to need Evan Mobley to step into that role. He has to be dominant on both ends. And I think he will. I think he will. But as always, I want to know what you all think. How does Evan Mobley take that step into superstardom? What are the specific skills, attributes, characteristics that you expect to see from him this upcoming season to see Evan Mobley take that jump to become a superstar? But as always, it's your man 100 grand. Ross with The Rock never stops. It's the off season, but the sport don't stop. Plenty of stuff to talk about. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button for me. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. If there's topics you want me to talk about, holla at me in the comment section, and I'm going to get at y'all there. I might even do a video on it if I'm interested enough. I'm going to get at y'all next time. Peace.